What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage, Magnificent 7, Episode 7, final episode with the great man down below. I'll get Saucy to introduce him. I am Dom with that great man, Sauce. And who have we got in the final episode, Saucy?
None other than the man himself, Tyson Beck. Tyson, how are you, sir?
I'm going good, boys. How you guys going?
Can't complain.
It's never, it's never a dull moment when we've got you on the other side of the screen and we can have a chat. And we know the big and bad things that you've been doing in the hobby. It's been awesome to see. So, obviously commend you on your year of work that was 2021. We're in the new year. We're looking for bigger and better. I don't even know if you can even get bigger and better, but we're gonna push you. We're gonna push you. Yeah, we're gonna push you for sure. But we know that you like the challenge because you've always said you've got that you idolize Kobe, that Mamba mentality, and being able to step up your game where you can. So I'm sure you'll be looking to hopefully lift it up a notch. But regardless, it's always good to have you join the show, and it's been a delayed episode 7, but we know you're a busy man, so we're just good to get you on.
Yeah, we got there in the end. I appreciate that. Yeah, thanks for the kind words and positivity. And happy to be on. And thanks for including me in the series.
Anytime at all. For people that may not know who you are, may not be familiar with your work, just a bit of an intro into who you are and what you do.
Who I am. Well, my name is Tyson Beck. From Adelaide, Australia. I was born here, raised here, still living here. 32 years old now, designer artist. So I've been doing this since like 2003 when I just started playing around on a computer at school, kind of like a lot of people that are doing what I do. It just kind of starts from playing around on a computer at school. So and just pretty much been at it since then. So I guess over time I've just really stuck within the sports field. So not only just trading cards, but like just like design and doing creative work for all kind of sport. But more so it's just trading cards in the last few years. Just kind of after working with like the NBA for 8 years, doing like their digital branding and everything on events, and I just kind of wanted to give it a go and just kind of go at it myself rather than work for clients.
I like it. Private contracting. It's always pretty good, but you do work alongside Tops as well. You do heaps of work for them.
And team coach.
Team coach.
Yeah, I do team coach.
We can show some stuff. I've made sure I've got some stuff here. So there's some of his team coach
nice
stuff.
Nice, you got them. Best and fairest.
Best and fairest.
Yeah.
Then what do we got? We got this is his Project 70 to Mookie Betts.
Oh, nice. I like that one.
I've got so many things. I'm going to keep the other ones so when we actually speak about
that's cool.
The big fella. This is one of my favorites.
Mickey Mantle.
Project 70. And then a Project 2020, which was in 2020. So, and that's Mike Trout.
Mike Trout, so, nice.
Cool
barely
stuff
played a game
there. Yeah, I know he's barely played a game, but we'll take it. So, why just the trading cards? I know, like you said, digital marketing and stuff, but why trading cards so specifically now?
Man, like I kind of I've been doing trading cards to Top since 2014, and I've just been making boxes, sets, and then also just like being like an artist that they just do, just kind of have me jump in sets and just do inserts on. But because like they were never really like sold like individually, I never really had any feedback interaction with the hobby or anything with like. It would just go out there and it wouldn't even be on sale in Australia. So it'd be in Target stores in the US or online. I wouldn't even know if people hate it, like it, because at the end of the day, when you go on forums, especially like trading card forums, like everyone's just talking shit. So over in Blowout and all that stuff over there. And so like you'd never even know if people actually like the product. So but when I started Project 2020 happened, and we started actually for the first time selling cards one by one, so you just make one single card and people would buy it rather than packs. I started to see and actually get interactions and actually like actually develop like relationships and with collectors and everything. I was like, I never had this before, and I actually really enjoyed that. And that's kind of one of the reasons where I just thought I got to go all in on this, because I'm really enjoying it. And with my other client work, it would be like, social media graphics and everything, and like you just don't get any of that feedback. It's like, you just see likes. You just see likes and retweets, and that's kind of what you're going by. But there's no stories to it. There's no, some person, reaching out to you and, showing like, sending a photo of like them sitting down with their daughter or something, opening your card. Like it's kind of, it's totally different. So I think it's more so, it's the reactions I got and like just kind of getting to know people in the community that made me go all in on it.
I think another thing as well is the one thing about the Aussie community, with cards in general, the hobby is usually very welcoming to people.
Mhm.
And I know one thing that we definitely do very well here in Australia is we always like to rally around an Aussie, especially because you do amazing work. So it's like pushing it and you're flying the flag for us in that space as an artist is pretty cool. And being so approachable is also very good as well. Like you're able to contact you, and a lot of people have always asked when you get like when we've got people on the show and they go, "Oh, how do you get Tyson Beck? And how do you get so and so?" And our response every time is, "Oh, we sent them a DM," and they go, "Bullshit! You go through agents," and we're like, "No, it doesn't work that way. We send them a message."
But then, I mean, it goes both ways though, because like people
Yeah.
see I've got a blue tick on Instagram, and they think I'm a dickhead just because I got a blue tick.
No, I
it goes
completely
both ways.
agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I want to be like Source and I actually want the blue tick. We want to be known as dickheads, but still they're not giving it to us. Like,
Yeah.
Well, come on, we've got to come close with that haircut you got, Dom.
oh,
Come
fuck,
on.
I've got Twitter. Maybe I'm going to go blue next year, and hopefully they give me the bloody tick. I don't bloody know what I have to do anymore. But it is awesome to have that personability with someone that buys your product, and just relationships, and getting that first relationship with that person to buy one card. You've probably seen it filters through to a lot of your other drops that you're having as well, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So
And there are like literally people now that like collect all of your cards. So
100%.
you've got like your own fan base that like regardless whether they collect that player or not, they want to collect your cards. And I think I even seen someone out there who put like a set, put a photo of a set of like 2015 and was like, I didn't even know, Tyson Beck created this Topps baseball set, and as you said, like people didn't even know that you were creating cards. It's not until probably 2020 when you sold the individual cards and you started to then evolve your game and you do more of these independent signings and stuff like that really people have started to take notice. But that's credit to you, because now you've built a fan base that literally are hanging for your next drop, and it's a battle at your site. Let me tell you, we can
usually it's not too bad.
We could talk about that and the challenges in that, which is, I mean, not for anything, that's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty cool considering, even though you don't want your site to crash, which is what happened during the Curry drop, but it's pretty cool that your stuff is in that demand that people see the need that they have to try use bots to get the releases. And so
I think it's a good thing and a bad thing. I think what people wouldn't ever think about is like I track everything. Like, usually every drop, returning customers, usually about 85 to 90%. And there's basically 10 to 15% new customers.
awesome.
And that would just mean like, and that's great for me. That's perfect for me. It means that, because when I first started this, I thought I'll start with Tatum. Like that was the biggest I could get at the time. And I thought, I went from a Celtic to a Laker, and I was like, man, like no one is going to buy this Kuzma card, because like my collectors right now are Boston Celtics fans. But like pretty much everyone that bought the Tatum card bought the Kuzma card, and that kind of made me think, oh my god, like people aren't buying like the Kuzma card because it's Kuzma. They're buying it because they're collecting a set and they're collecting my cards. And that kind of really got like, then I was quite shocked, but then also like, you know, I was happy, and that's kind of been my motivation. So with saying that, it was like 85, what would I say? 85 to 90% most of the time there's returning customers. But unfortunately with the Curry drop, it was 30% returning, 70% new. And that's a horrible thing for me, because all that tells me is the people that usually get my drops, they missed out. And then a bunch of new people that came in and got it. And let's be honest, most of them won't be there for the next drop. And I've already spoken to many collectors of mine, and they've gotten everything but Curry, and they're a little upset, you know, and they refuse. They said they refuse to pay it on the secondary market because they just don't. And I respect that. And probably why a lot, like I've seen some of the Curry cards have sold for 3x, 4x on eBay, but that I don't think that will last long. Things will go down, and I always tell people like, don't buy. I saw some of the Patty Mills. There was someone bought a Patty Mills auto for like $1,300, and I released it for $100. Like it'll probably be worth like 150, 200 in 6 months' time. Like I know people have FOMO and everything, and you got to have it. Like if you missed out, but if people hold on, prices will go down. I mean, I'm kind of probably shouldn't be saying it for my own product, but I think that's just the reality. Like people try and quickly sell.
People do get that FOMO at the beginning, which you always see some of that case, and that's even just with normal, you know, your not your cards, you know, Panini releases and Topps releases. So it's the same sort of effect.
Yeah, they're the people I don't want, and this is why I really like what people are doing. They're refusing to buy it at the second. They're refusing to buy cards from the quick flippers. And that's kind of the community I'm building up. Discord's really helped. Like people are going like, no, don't buy this. Like it's $800. It released for $200. Do not buy it, because what happens if you buy that stuff is then these flippers will be there for the next drop, and they'll make things harder and harder. I want them to have a bad experience in terms of like they could only sell it, you know, for whatever retail or a little bit over or whatever. And then because they won't be interested in Khabib, because they'll be like, it wasn't worth making $50 on this, like, you know, or whatever. So I really like that people are trying to like hold off and, you know, not the quick flip. But then also like, I'm not here saying no one can resell my cards. I'm completely fine with people reselling my cards. I just don't like the thing where people are pre-selling or just buying it or flipping it the day it receives in hand. Like, dude,
That's
just
me.
hold on.
I resell your cards, not the ones directly from your site, but the Project 70s. And I've actually given this a little shout on our show to say, you know, if you live in Australia and you got the Project 70s, go on there. There's Tyson Beck ones, order a 5-pack. And what I've pretty much done is order a 5-pack, sold 4 on eBay, end up getting my one for free. I put one in the collection, and then, you know, I end up with I might make $50 or something out of the other 4 that I sell, right? And at the end of the day, it's like a smart way for me to collect, because at the end of the day, I get to collect the card and I get to get a bit of money, and, you know, it's all part of flipping cards and having a bit of fun in the hobby. So, you know, admittedly, I have flipped your cards, but those are print to demand. So, you know, you can order
exactly. I was
as
going
many
to say that's a totally different scenario, because they're print on demand. So what you're not holding on to this stuff that people can't get. Like anyone had the chance. They had a 70-hour window to buy a card for $20. If they missed out, totally different scenario. Whereas if people are literally just buying because they think it's going to be in demand and whatever, I know this is the name of the game. I know people have said, "Oh, fucking," you know, sorry, I shouldn't say that.
You can swear.
You know, just man up. Like this is a part of the game, but they don't understand. It's like, man, like, you know, if I spend like, you know, the equivalent of like a house to land a Curry deal, it's like I want to do it. I want to get this stuff in collectors' hands. I don't care about people making money. So, and I'm hoping long term, you know, that's what I can do. And, you know, and then also the other thing is the only way I can keep people out is raising the prices. If I sold those Curry cards at double the price, I still would have sold out.
100% you would have sold out.
I still would have sold out. But who wins? I win. Like I'd rather everyone win. So that's like the other thing is like, I just kind of I want to keep prices low, but then I don't want to keep them at the point where they're low that people can make a lot of money. So I don't know, whatever. I'm learning. And Curry was a massive learning experience for me because I did Giannis before, I thought like, oh, Giannis is pretty big, but I didn't understand like Giannis is here and Curry is literally here. Like, yeah, I didn't expect that.
Let's skip straight to that actually, because 2021 massive year. You landed Giannis, you landed Steph. I want you to talk about those two, but just mention a couple others that you did do collabs with in the scene as well in 2021. Some of the other athletes, from your site. You
Yeah,
can site with Tops, whoever.
Yeah, cool. Well, yeah, my site, I started with Donovan Mitchell in 2021. He was the last card of the previous set I was doing, and then I had Devontae Smith, who people aren't aware of him. He's Heisman winner, which is the best player in college. I had Obi Toppin, CJ McCollum, Josh Green, and Patty Mills for Australia. Obi Toppin, nice. Justin Fields was Chicago Bears rookie, and CJ McCollum, nice. And then I went with Giannis and Curry. So I guess Giannis and Curry, are quite bigger than some of the rest. I mean, Justin Fields is huge as well. I don't know if you guys are too much into the NFL.
Justin Fields he's going to be a good player.
He was hyped up like crazy. Like
he's going to be good.
Yeah,
they're just in a bit of a turmoil at the moment. That's Devonta Smith.
Oh, Devonta Smith, yeah, cracked ass.
So
nice.
Anyway, people that are watching this for the 3 cards I've just shown, they're actually giveaway cards. So stay tuned on our channel for those. Tyson actually gave us a nice care package to give away those cards to our community. So they are up for grabs. Nice. This one is not up for grabs though. This is mine, and the people would need to pry it away from me, probably with force, if they wanted to try and get it. But there it is. There's
Giannis.
Giannis. It's just a base to 200.
Yeah.
Got the funnily enough, I completely forgot about the drop on the day. Well, I knew that it was there, but I was working and I got sidetracked. And it got to, I think it was like 40 minutes since the drop, and I was just like, oh shit, fuck, Tyson had a drop today, and I jumped on, and there's no autos left. I wasn't going for an auto. I was going for a base, and this was the last variant in the base left, and this was the variant I really, really wanted as well. So just by chance, I got one.
That was the most popular one, just because like a lot of Greek people, like people of Greek background and stuff, bought that one just because, I guess it's something different. Like you probably don't see many cards in the hobby with Giannis with like a Greek style in it. I don't know. There's probably a couple, but there's probably not many.
No, I don't think there is. So the challenges you had potentially get like with Steph and Giannis, we love when you come on, because last time you gave a bit of an insight. You gave a story where you were trying to get LaMelo. You said that on the show.
Yeah,
you actually spoke to his management and stuff. So actually landing Giannis and Steph, what goes through that process?
Actually, I will answer you. I was just going to ask you, if I landed LaMelo now, could I make a rookie card of him?
If you landed him now?
Yeah.
Yeah, until Panini releases.
Cards have been released. It's just the Panini Instant, which is a print on demand one. That's all he's got.
No, LaMelo.
Well, LaMelo. No, LaMelo would technically be a rookie card because there's still no Panini products for this year. So
yeah, I know. So I could.
So you actually could. Card. You could put an RC on it. No, well, you could. You could.
Nah.
Panini puts RCs on soccer players that have been in the league for 10 years. So you could do whatever you want, Tyson. So,
They do.
You could actually do what you want. You could have had your Curry drop as a Curry rookie drop if you really wanted to.
Drop. Yeah. Sorry. So I went off the track with that. What was the question again? It was
just the process. The process on getting them, even difficulties as well. I think a lot of people love to know the insight.
Yeah. So it was interesting. Like, I mean, to be honest, like I tried to get Giannis last year. But a lot of these guys, like, there's issues with them being in a set, like especially the structure I'm doing. Like last year was like a 5-card set, so Tatum was the first player, so it's like no one wanted to follow him, sort of thing, because everyone's got like egos and all that kind of stuff. Like, well, not everyone, but some players do. So I don't want to follow Tatum. I would have been in it if I was before Tatum, that kind of stuff. I won't name names. I don't want to out the players, but like, so I get it. So like this year, it's like, no, okay, this will be like a Giannis. Like I'm still doing my player exclusive set with like, some of the smaller players. Well, not smaller, but like just not as big players in the hobby. So it's like Giannis. No, this will be like a Giannis collection. This is like, it won't be related. It's not a part about it, another set. The Curry one will be its own set. So like, there's nothing like, it's exclusive to them. Like there's no other, I'm not using.
They probably like that as well. They probably like that
Yeah,
as well.
it is. But then also, yeah, it is. And then also, I'm not trying to like, say, hey, buy this Curry. And then release a smaller player and go like, oh, you need this Curry card or you need this like smaller player to collect the whole set. It's like, nah, it is what it is. Like, I'm not trying to use Curry to sell other cards. Like, I'm not using Curry to try and sell my Josh Green cards. It's completely different. Like, you don't need to buy this. Yeah, so I think that's worked in terms of keeping it separate. Also, Giannis and Curry are the first ones that it was just direct. Like it's just direct with the athlete. There's no managers, agents. They're not involved. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So I mean, there's positives. There's more positives than negatives with it. But I mean, it's quite big because like at the end of the day, it's like I can get stuff. So, like when you think about what I did, like I don't want to toot my own horn, but like I got Steph Curry to sign a card that says he's got 2,974 3-pointers, which he didn't at the time. Like I was told like you could not get that done because like if someone's superstitious, they're not signing that. Like it would be like going to LeBron and going like, oh, can you sign a card saying you're the all-time NBA leading scorer? He's going to get there. But would he sign a card now with it? Probably not.
Yeah, I reckon he would.
Like he will get there.
Yeah.
But like same as Curry, it's like he was going to get there, like in whatever it was, another 20, 30 games, whatever. But like there was still that chance he did his Achilles and never played a game. Like there was always that risk. So, and I noticed when the moment happened, I was the only person in the world that did autograph memorabilia of the moment. So no one else got it done. Like nothing. Fanatics couldn't get anything done with that I saw. I apologize if there was something there. There was nothing. There was like an instant Panini card, nothing. And like that's kind of what you're able to do with like when you got direct access to the athletes. Because if you've got like a manager or agent involved, they'd just say nah, I'm not presenting that idea to Curry. He's not going to want to sign it. Like that's just what happens. In terms of like, yeah, like that concept, obviously if he broke the record and then I said, hey, let's do this card of you breaking the record, completely different. But I'm really motivated to have cards signed in hand, on card, in person before I go on sale. So I have access, I'm not waiting on redemptions or like anyone, possibly just the player never signing it. So that's a big thing with me. And potentially, look, I don't know if Curry wins an MVP or wins a championship this year. Maybe I'll have cards ready for that moment that he's already signed. And I'll just take the risk myself. Like I got Kuzma to sign 2020 champ cards before he won. Like it was just a bit of a gamble. Like, but and that was always. I know you're a Miami fan, but that was always going to happen. Like it's always
100% it was going to happen. I was never in doubt of it happening, to be honest. I said 4-2. It ended up being 4-1, I think, in that series.
4-1. And even that, I reckon it should have been a sweep.
Probably should have been.
Yeah.
100%. But that is awesome. It becomes a niche thing. And it becomes what people love in the hobby, people love as collectors, and it's having one-off pieces and something that no one else will have in the world.
Yeah.
Not even just on release day, but for a while.
Yeah.
Especially that Curry card, that's for sure.
Oh, for sure. And the cool thing is I don't know. I've got him over on the other side of the room, but I can't be stuff grabbing him. But even a lot of Curry cards, like his auto's quite tall. Like whereas the sticker shape is quite wide. So if you've ever noticed Curry's auto on a sticker, he has to write it really small because he's got a big C loop, but he can't fit that in on a horizontal sticker. So he's made great space on my cards in terms of putting like a big auto on it. Whereas a lot of the cards I see, it's because it's a tall auto, not a wide auto, kind of has to, fit it into a small sticker. So again, that's another cool thing. And like, I understand why these big companies do stickers, because I tell you what, my life would be much easier if I was doing sticker autos. I would just send out a sheet or a couple sheets, whatever, get him to sign it, and I could make another. Curry could drop 60 tomorrow, and I could just make a 60-point card and whack some stickers on it and go, yeah, this is numbered to 10, whatever. And then he could win MVP, and then I could just make a card and go, here's an MVP card. Like, how easy is it? It's just ready to go. It's ready to put on something. So, but yeah, I don't know. I prefer on card. I've personally never bought a sticker auto. I guess
I don't think I have.
I know like everyone would prefer on card, but like for me, like a visual person, like being a designer, I'm a little, I'm usually a bit of a perfectionist. So it's like I can't deal with it. Like I just can't do it. I could never, even if like honestly, I shouldn't. Yeah, if I like landed a collab with like Upper Deck to do like Michael Jordan cards and they were like sticker only, I'd say no.
So you were about to say something there and you stopped. Do you want to progress? Or?
No, I won't say anything.
So when you land LeBron?
No.
Ben Simmons, are you going to be doing like his engagement invites or something? Like with autos? Like, what's going on? I'm really reaching here. I do this all the time to you. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I really am.
There's nothing much going on. I just don't like stickers. Yeah,
fair enough. And the relationship, like you
on
said,
card hits different.
Like you said, you dealt with Curry in person. You dealt with Giannis. I'm geeking out over the fact that you dealt directly with the athlete. So how does that go about? Is it just in DMs? Do you Zoom them? Do you actually get?
Well, I'll tell you, there's a cool thing is, the cool thing with Giannis, I'll say, is that it was so like direct with Giannis and unknown that his lawyers reached out to me to sue me the day after they dropped because no one believed it could get done. They didn't believe it. I had a signed contract with Giannis, showed it to them. They didn't believe it because everything goes through management and agents, but it was direct done. So we had to get Giannis to tell his lawyers to back off. Like, dude, this is legit. And it's just funny that experience going through a DM and, that kind of stuff. Like,
and Giannis is really aware of trading cards because we've seen he's flashed off his Bobby Portis collection that he's got going, and he
collects his own cards as well. He's got a whole bunch of his own rookie cards.
I gave him some of mine.
Yeah,
I like that.
I was about to say he would kept a couple for a collection because he likes to collect some of them.
Yeah, I give all my players their cards. The only player that I haven't been able to give cards to is Curry because there was a timing issue with it's crazy. Like with the Curry one, for example, like so because Curry and Giannis has been different again with agents and managers not involved. Usually, once and like the agents involved or whatever manager, you send the cards to them and they'll just organize a time to sign the cards. But with Curry, it was like, no, it needs to be signed this date. This is the date you have. And I was given 2 weeks to design the card, print the card, send it to America, and get it signed. And it landed, I think, a day before it needed to be signed or something. But like even like getting something to America in 2 weeks, let alone designing it, getting it approved by Curry, like the artwork, and printing takes a long time as well. So that was like super stressful. I was even like nearly just done with the project, like just because of the stress of potentially missing out on the opportunity if it didn't arrive to him on a certain date. But that's the other thing that's absolutely killed me with COVID, because in the agreements, it was like, I have to send someone out there to represent me. So someone has to, so it's like, if COVID didn't exist, like I would have just flown. It wouldn't matter about the shipping. I would have just flown to Brooklyn where the signing session was. He signed after the Brooklyn game. Like the one he dropped like 30. He had a big game. So when he had a big game, I was happy. I was like, we're going to get some nice autos. I didn't want it to be after a loss or a bad game. So, but that's like one of the, like selfishly, when I look back at this experience, that's the one thing I'm going to hate most is like, I could be there in person. Like, imagine the content I could produce. Like, you know, even if it's just going up, shaking your hand, talking for 30 seconds, them looking at the cards, them signing the cards, probably getting some nicer inscriptions, that kind of stuff. Like, all that could be done if I was there in person. But when it's like someone just there to like keep eyes over it and, you know, represent you, it's a little bit harder to do that stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I'll kick myself
Hopefully,
looking back. Like, I've never.
Hopefully that changes over time, and potentially you have that the opportunity to go and definitely.
You probably would have went to the game as well.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Made a big day out of it.
Giannis
So
would have drove him to Chick-fil-A. He loves Chick-fil-A. Giannis. He would have done a
He
live.
loves a 50
he loves a 50-piece of Chick-fil-A. He goes, "Oh, this is my friend from Australia. This is Tyson."
Maybe a little cash deal under the table to take their game-worn jersey off him.
Don't worry. Giannis is Greek. He loves cash deals. I can tell you that much for free. No tax on that. He'd love that. Inspiration for your designs. Where do they come from? Because they're so unique.
It's just the athletes themselves. Like, I mean, I just wanted something unique and, like, you know, so for example, like the Giannis one you pulled up, like you couldn't put any other player in the league on that card and it wouldn't make sense. So that's kind of what I try and do with some of my cards, not all my cards. A lot of it, like, you know, I will admit, like, a lot of it is like rushed just because of timing. Like, you know, yeah. So like you couldn't put any other player in, it just wouldn't make sense. Or actually, you probably could put his brother in.
But his brother ain't no champ.
Yeah. No, he did. Wasn't he on the bench? Didn't he win it?
Yeah, Costas.
Yeah,
Costas.
But come on. And so is his other one. Actually, they've all got rings now because the other one.
Championships. The Barkley made all of the Antetokounmpos.
But the Buck antlers wouldn't make sense for his other brother.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, it's definitely the athletes, but like, I want to do some cooler stuff. Like I've got some guys that I'm trying to get, and I'm trying to do I really want to do better cards this year. And like, you know, the feedback is people like my cards, people like the look of them, but like I look at them and the thing that when I look at the card, it just reminds me of doing all-nighters, you know, trying like, you know, rushing through meeting deadlines. I would love to do, say, a set, you know, like a big player. So let's say someone as big as Steph Curry or bigger, and I'd love to go, you know what, I'm taking off all work from, you know, tops and everything and all this stuff. I'm dedicating 2 months of my life to make these cards as best as possible, and then going out with them, and I'll be so proud of what I put out. I'm not really proud of the artwork I'm putting out. I'm more so just proud of like, oh man, like I'm able to land these deals with these players. Like that's a pretty cool thing. So I'm hoping 2022 is where I can start being more proud of the artwork rather than just proud of the moment working with the player.
It's a nice goal to set. I like that. For the Project 70 stuff, because obviously you said with the other stuff you consult with the athletes, do you just grab how does it work with like Mookie Betts? Obviously, you don't have, and with the mantle, do they say here is a list of cards you can choose from, Tyson? Feel free to have creative approach on this card and design it how you like.
I mean, Topps is great. They just said like start with do whatever you want, like blank canvas.
You could have chosen any player really out of the MLB. And
I'm doing so I put up on Twitter today my final 5 cards. I'm doing an Aussie because I can pick whoever I want. So I'm going to do an Aussie. Man, I forgot his name.
Is he a pitcher?
Yeah, pitcher for the White Sox. Is it Liam Fred? I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, pitcher for the White Sox, Aussie. It doesn't matter. I can pick who I want, but there's
Liam Hendricks.
I was going to say Liam Hendricks.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I mean, he's not a big, like a huge player, like, but he's a good pitcher. But yeah, we can do what we want. And there's been other artists in the set that are doing weird and wacky players, like, you know, some ones with just weird, funny names, like just because it could make a good card of it. So, but honestly, Topps is great. Like they're like, I'm not doing like, I I'm not doing it because, like, a lot of people think I started with Topps over Panini because at the end of the day, I've done a bunch of work with Panini before. I've worked with Fanatics. I've worked with Upper Deck. Like, I've worked with Topps. Like, I can honestly say that Topps is by far the best people to work with. Like, I honestly view them as the good people in the industry, the good guys. And I have, absolutely nothing but good words to say about them. And they've been awesome with Project 2020, Project 70. It's been super good to work with. But also, like, a lot of thanks has to go to, like, the MLB, because at the end of the day, the MLB, like, the leagues approve every single card. Like, every single card made, the leagues have to approve. So if they're not approving the card, well, then, like, we can't do anything. So they've been honestly great. And I really would hope that, like, a Project 2020 type kind of setup now is, like, I'd love, like, Fanatics to do it or something at some point. That kind of concept. I know there's been a lot of people talking about it anyway, and maybe Fanatics do it while Panini does it under their license. But the thing that the Panini doesn't have is they don't have the history of the NBA cards. Like, I think that's the cool thing. Like, imagine if you could, like, do the old Skybox cards and with the current players. Like, that stuff would be so cool. And maybe Fanatics is able to do that once they start buying up, specific IPs and everything. And
I reckon they'll buy up everything, to be honest.
I hope they do.
Me personally. And obviously you have, like, normal, well, just like sporadic drops, which you're obviously working. I saw you had is it Tom Brady? Are you doing Tom Brady card art? Is that you, or is that someone else?
No, maybe someone else.
Someone else. That's probably someone else.
Oh,
you did. Well, you did Ronaldo. You've done a Ronaldo before, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff I don't post.
You do a lot of that stuff as well, which it definitely a lot of people wouldn't see because it's not in the Project 2020 section. It's not on your website, but you do a lot of things. And we are going to give a shout out to Homegrown, and that is Team Coach, because obviously you did do the set there, and that must have been a really nice moment to partner up with an Australian company and produce some Australian trading cards as well. So a bit of the process behind that as well, and how you went with it. Obviously, you enjoyed it, I'm assuming.
Are you back again this year with them?
I freaking enjoyed it. You can tell I enjoyed it. So.
Yeah, I think they told me not to mention anything, so I won't mention anything in terms of, like, what's going forward. So
he's back. Anyways, he didn't say anything. Team Coach, he said nothing.
But with last year, I did enjoy it. I mean, the cool thing I realized is that, like, I've got thousands of Team Coach cards at home. Like, I remember trying to get the gold Andrew McLeod card. Like, I was massive. And because I was really, like, when I grew up, I was the type of guy that was obsessed with stats and everything. So I actually really I know, like, now people don't really like stats on cards, on the front of cards. But, like, I loved it back in the day where, like, there'd be, like, the photo, and then on the corner it would say, like, kicks per game, goals per game, handballs per game. I really like that. Because usually that's, like, reserved for the back of the card. And as a person that loves stats, I used to I'd eat it up. That was cool to me. But also I love the fact that you can just go into, like, there's no hype on it. Like, you can just go into a news agency and buy a pack for $2.99 or $3.99. I love that. Like,
that's sick. Yeah.
So, like, I know there's, like, other artists that would tell, like, and have told me and would tell me again, like, doing stuff like that is horrible for my brand, because you're getting, cheap stuff out there. You should be only looking for, like, like, high value things. Like, you should be focusing on doing something like a Topps Chrome set. But it's like, I don't, like, if that comes, that's cool. But, like, I like these smaller projects. Like, I just did a box with UEFA Champions League with Topps. And it was $100, sorry, not $100, £100 box. And it's got, like, autos in. It's got Messi autos, Neymar autos.
All the cards in there designed by you.
Yeah, and it's got my name on the box, which is a cool thing. So it's like UCL Gold by Tyson Beck or something. And
I've got to freaking look for this box, man.
Dude, Topps didn't even tell anyone where they literally, it was a random drop. Didn't tell anyone.
Fuck you, Tops. What are you doing, man?
Well, I think
Piss
they
me
do
off
it all.
now.
Yeah, it's UK. I think it was UK exclusive. I don't know, but
That's
anyway,
actually sick, but that's actually awesome.
yeah, but I like that the fact that in my eyes that's a cheap product. It was a hobby box, and it was £100, and that's pretty good. When you've got autos inside, and I think I don't know, but it's crazy how
Top's
much
gold. That's the one.
Top's gold. Sorry. So hopefully I can do something like that for maybe F1s or something for
that'd be
next
good.
season. Yeah, and I'm hoping to get honestly get a cheap product out there. I don't care. I did Top's Fire. It's cheap. I don't care. I like it. I think there's plenty of upside in terms of getting cheap product out there because I get just kind of I don't want to call them the average collector, but just it's more attainable for people. So my Topps Fire cards are pretty cheap to get and everything. And I kind of like it. I mean, it's cool having valuable cards and, sought after cards, but, that'll come over time, I guess. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm just explaining that. It's I loved the team coach collaboration. Really enjoyed doing that. And it was cool to do an Aussie thing. I'm used to doing the US sports. So I really enjoyed doing something in the AFL space, and I'm pretty sure all their cards sold out. I think they sold them out real quick, all their packs and everything that season. I saw something on the news about it, so I think they did really well, and obviously Select's doing well in the AFL space as well. So it seems to be a really popular. I scratch my head. I don't know if you boys scratch your head, but I'm kind of new to the AFL trading card space. Actually, super new. Only knew about Select. Only found out about them last year in 2021. And when I was seeing those boxes that came out, what's the ultimate, or was it Prestige? Supremacy. I was going to get there if I just kept saying names.
Prestige was one of them. Prestige was one.
Okay.
Optimum was another one, and then Supremacy is the latest one that they dropped.
Supremacy is their national treasures sort of,
But I'm I'm looking at Jesus, it's crazy the value of these cards. Nothing is printed under 25, I don't think. There's no one of ones. There's no of five. No. So I think the quick, and it'll be some random.
There's got numbered to fives. I think there's lowest is numbered to 5. Yeah.
Oh no, there was a Dustin Martin that was numbered to 5.
Oh, my bad.
Sure.
But yeah, there's stuff where it's just of 50 of some random Collingwood player, random, and it's going for $1,000. And it's what? That would be a random, that would literally be Malik Monk. His auto's going for $1,000. It's just insane because it's based on the team, isn't it? Not the player.
It's usually the team. Yeah. The player, if he's playing on a big team as well, is a big thing. The lower your number out of whatever it is. So if it's 1 of 50, it's not in NBA cards, unless you get the jersey number, or it's a number to 5, or it's a 10. That's when its value increases. Even if you get a number to 50, if it's a jersey number or a really low number, 1 out of 50, it actually puts more of a premium on the card instead of getting 50 out of 50.
So you're saying if you're 3 of 50 or 33 of 50, you think 3 of 50 will be worth more?
Yeah.
Even
There's
though
a premium on the card. Yeah.
Okay. Single digit number.
It is the stupidest thing I've ever. It's the stupidest thing because regardless whether it's 3 or 33, it's still numbered to 50. You've got one of the only 50 cards out of the set, but that's just the way the hobby does it here. Funnily enough, I gave Source a word of warning getting into when he came into the hobby, and he actually asked me because he obviously started in the basketball space. He goes, "Oh, Dom, I know there's footy cards at the news agencies and stuff, but is it big here?" And I said, the hobby community for football is probably 10-fold that of basketball.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And the prices are crazy, I said to him, and they're not most of the cards. Well, a lot of the cards aren't even graded. And he said, he goes, "Oh, I don't believe you. I said, wait until we go to a show, and it'll be so many. It's an underground collecting group. It's not as in your face as basketball and American sports and soccer and and that stuff. But it's definitely there, and you can get some absolute bangers out there.
Oh yeah,
The value,
I'm impressed. I'm honestly impressed with like the values and everything they're selling for, and the demand and everything. It's crazy, and I'm surprised like American flippers haven't like seen how, like, it honestly seemed like that box, whatever that we spoke about. I'm probably looking at
just say a random name, because it could be the title.
The
Select
Supremacy
the
boxes they released at what, about 600 a pop, and then there was
pretty
secondary
much
market
guaranteed to
at
double your money.
1300. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, like any auto in there, like I see any auto, like random players are going for huge money. So, I mean, it's crazy, and
it's good.
It
wasn't like that, Tyson. Okay. And you know, this was the word of warning that we actually gave people when we started this show at the beginning. What it be? You know, we're up to episode 79, so that means we've been running essentially 79 weeks. So, you know, around the first 20 shows, we gave word of warning to the AFL collectors that, you know, box prices and you know, availability to get product was going to become very hard, much similar to NBA. And you know, people didn't want to believe us that would be the case, because AFL traditionally in the past, you know, a release like Supremacy would come out, and you know, it might sit on Cherry's shelf at their shop for maybe 2 months or something, 3 months it might take for the product to sell out. Someone might go in there, buy a box for 650, 700. You know, box prices didn't go to 1300 straight away on secondary market, and pretty much in 12 months, that's taken a complete 180, and it's pretty much, you know, boxes come out instantly double on secondary market, and then card prices just through the roof, just gone absolutely bananas. And we sort of seen it coming, just because I think a lot of people, when they found card collecting through that COVID period, they were sort of focusing on NBA, because that's sort of like the first thing that you catch note of when you're entering the hobby here, because it's really big. I mean, the biggest group is NBA card market, and it's got like nearly 10,000 you know, people in it. And and there's a lot of big NBA groups with over 5,000 people in it, Australian NBA groups. But then the AFL ones, which have grown steadily. When I joined them, they were only about 1,000. Now they're at 3,000 and 4,000. So you know, it's grown. You know, people have gravitated towards obviously AFL and you know, collecting guys that it's something different about being able to collect guys that you can literally go watch regularly. You know, and it's a bit different with NBA. You know, we don't have that opportunity where we can just you know, go to an NBA game. I mean, if that was the case, I'd be at one every week. But it's. So I think
you
that
two
also
would bloody have Lakers season passes, and you wouldn't get off your seats for 42 games. You two.
Let's go speak to Jack, mate, at the front row.
Yeah, Jack Attack over there, bloody Mr. Shining himself. Thoughts. I know, sidetrack, but we always do that on this podcast. But thoughts on Fanatics, the takeover. Obviously, acquiring Tops yesterday. Just your thoughts on it. I know they didn't sit you down and go, Mr. Beck, we're getting acquired by Fanatics. What are your thoughts on this? So,
I don't know. I mean, you know what? It's funny. Like, I don't really know too much in terms of like. I mean, it's effective immediately. Like, it's of today or yesterday.
It is.
Yeah. If you go to Fanatic CEOs post Michael Rubin, it's like of today. They're running Tops. Literally says in his what do you call it, caption. And it's interesting. Like the Project 70 kind of told a couple of weeks ago that it needed to wrap up quicker. So I don't know if that was to do with this. I have no idea. You know, I don't know. I think this is great news for Tops. I think this needed to happen because Tops sadly was, you know, in my eyes, they're still when I think of a trading card, I think of Tops. And I know like people probably have their own opinions, but like, you know, but I still think if you think of a card, like if you say like people just say it like, oh, baseball cards, like it's just like people, but also like even a sports card, everyone thinks baseball card first. Honestly, like even if we don't collect baseball cards or whatever, that's just the thing. Like they'll be in movies and they'll be like, oh, baseball card.
Correct.
Like, or and even I even had people I'm talking to go like, oh, they'll refer to my basketball cards as baseball cards. Like, it's just it's an older person thing, but I mean, that's strange in itself. But I think Topps, like, if Fanatics took on MLB without Topps's IP and history, like, I mean, I don't know how successful that would have been. Like, these, like, baseball cards, like, baseball's only ever done like Topps. Like, it needed to happen, and I think this is great news that, like, Topps can still continue. Like, they obviously have F1, they had UEFA, they had Star Wars, they have GPA.
Do they have some wrestling in there as well?
Yeah, I think they got WWE, and then they got like NFT stuff as well and digital stuff. So it's like it's still got a bit, but like MLB is like what they kind of hold close to them. So I think that it's good news, and I really hope like this means that we're gonna get like Topps Chrome basketball and Topps finest football and all that kind of stuff, and
Chrome
maybe
Chrome can come back, and we get all pretty much like the history, and it is one of those things. It is a company that's had so much history. It was a massive shock when they lost the MLB license earlier this year to Fanatics when they acquired that. A lot of people were pretty much going, if they don't get purchased, they're pretty much just going to peter out and die. And for someone that's got so much of a history, like you're saying, in 5 years' time, you pretty much, well, not even 5 years, it's 2025, I'm pretty sure. So it's like we're counting down the next 4 years to the end of Topps, or counting down to a new era of Topps where it's just Star Wars, F1, and some soccer products. They don't have all the licenses. So it's actually, I reckon it's awesome for the hobby. It gives opportunity for them and their designers there as well to redevelop some of those older sets with probably can go their vintage style, but even put a new, fresh take on like a Topps Chrome NBA card. And I reckon it's fantastic. It really is, and it's great for the hobby.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I don't know what it means for me. Like, I have opinions on what it means for the hobby, and I think it's a good thing, but I don't know what it personally means for me. I have no idea what it's going to do to me. Like, I don't know if I'll continue doing stuff for Topps. I don't know if this means that like these athlete things that I'm doing are much going to be harder to do. I have no idea. Like, it's going to be interesting. Like, I've already been like, I've had 2 companies reach out in the last few months and try and buy me out. So not Fanatics, but so that's interesting. So I don't really know what's going on, and I got a feeling like, I don't know. I mean, maybe I do stuff with Fanatics. I have no idea. I really enjoy what I'm doing by myself, but my wife just wants me to give it up because it's like taking up all my time. So she's like, if anyone buys it, just accept the deal. And I was like, no, like, I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. And, I'm, like I said, I'm a perfectionist. So like, if someone does buy me out, I lose control, and who knows what that means. But if it means that I can put logos on jerseys like everyone wants, well, not everyone, but like a lot of people care about, and it gives me, an option to more mass produce stuff, get people their product, get people my products, and maybe do packs instead of single stuff. Like, that would be cool. But at this point, I'm just kind of just continue doing what I'm doing, and then just trying to ruffle a few feathers along the way, make a bit of noise, and
Such
as nothing crazy coming up, but we'll wait and see. But I don't know.
What about the retired player route? Surely they're getting potentially their
I'm
you know
avoiding
Shaq's brand. Man, if Shaq puts himself on an egg,
I was literally about to say that.
Go say it, Sauce. Just say it. What's he put his face on that bloke?
I know he's on everything.
Shaq's happening.
Yeah, so I mean, I think would definitely be obtainable. Like, Shaq Daddy. I don't even know who else would you would go down that road. Maybe Reggie Miller potentially.
Cool.
The oldest guys. Maybe you potentially get Scottie Pippen. I'm not sure how many people want to collect his cards after his recent rants, but I'm sure he's got sick. Big collectors out there.
It'd be actually pretty sick. A series with the inside the NBA team. You get Kenny, Shaq, Barkley, and Ernie. and you
that
do
would
a
be-
series, that would actually be awesome.
No, I tell you, I'll give you love getting little info from me.
Yeah, I do. I do a wee
Doma,
bit, love it.
but yeah, no, Shaq should happen. I mean, plants something should happen, but like it'll be like Australia only. It'll be in person only because he's coming out in Australia.
Yeah,
So
it works out good. I've got a ticket to that show. You
yeah,
could be
nice,
at that
nice.
show. Like we
Cards will
can,
be there. He'll be signing them.
cards will be there. He'll be signing. I might do an impromptu podcast with you on there with Shaq. That'd be nice.
So
Like-
he'll be signing. So you're telling me I should give Doma my Shaq cards? Maybe I could get a signing or what?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
There we go.
Shaq is honestly, with brand and stuff and putting himself out there, he's like honestly the perfect person. He's really, really good. Like I said, he puts himself on an egg boiling machine. I'm pretty sure he'd be happy to sign some cards for Tyson Beck. As simple as that.
I mean, we'll be able to get. I definitely like. I think I actually did post it on the NBA Card Market Australia page. I definitely want to be doing like more kind of like like. I mean, I expected COVID to be okay in like 6 months' time from now. You really can't do anything with NBA players, and even Shaq, he has commitments because of his TNT. Like, you can't get him until July, August. They're like or June as well. They're like the only months you can get him. So and same with NBA players, but like I want to start like we've definitely been in discussion with some of them, but like. Because also, like, I just don't want to be doing trading cards my whole life. So I definitely want to get into more of the event space, everything, and start bringing out some NBA players to Australia and do some like really cool things where, it's like a tour with them or whatever. But like you'll be able to, there'll be some utility to trading cards where like you can meet the players if you got the trading card and that kind of stuff. So
it's an NFT, but with an actual tangible asset. So
you
buy my card, then you get the access. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, better than an NFT.
I like that. That's actually pretty sick.
Yeah.
So the big plans for 2022 on the cards before we do finish up. Obviously, we're going to finish up with like a bit of a brainstorming session. We can talk about you can give us some of the names that some of the people in the hobby have suggested to you to do. Some people on your bucket list. We can even give you a couple. But before we get into that, big plans for 2022. And if you can share anything with us, that'd be
okay. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, big plans is I mean, I'll be releasing Justin Fields rookie patch autos. I've kind of teased them a bit anyway. Probably this weekend. They've got a little final game, so it'll be like this weekend or something. So they're like on card, worn rookie patch, so they're kind of cool. And I mean, I've had them for like 3-4 months, sort of thing. I've just been sitting on them. I probably should sell him, but he's like injured, then plays, then injured, then plays.
They're going through a whole big thing over there at the moment. Coach is probably going to turn over, and
it's very hard because I've got like a social media post from like Justin organized for it as well, and it's like I can't doesn't want to post after a loss, and then like when he's injured, you don't want to make brand deal posts and that. So it's been very hard. So I'm waiting on that. So whatever, I might just go on sale without a post. We'll see. I mean, the posts are cool, but at the end of the day, that they don't do too much. Like, especially if they sell out quick. By the time they post, everything's sold out. But who knows with the patch cards? I don't know. What else coming out? Like Patty Mills. I got like Brooklyn cards, which will be his first Brooklyn card.
Oh, nice.
I assume that Panini hasn't released a Brooklyn card, maybe. I don't know. But he'll be signing them. I'll probably go on sale with signed cards later. I also got the Metal Game card. It's actually called the Metal Game card for Patty Mills, like the 42-point Metal Game card. It's actually going up as a mural inside a notable store in Australia, basketball store in Australia. And actually on the other side of the store will be the Steph Curry murals. So you see like this on one side, a mural, and then the Patty Mills on the other side. So
oh wow.
Yeah, that's cool. I think like to like get the trading cards kind of out and about. And I mean so I mean that's cool. And it's in Adelaide as well. So it's kind of ties back to me, which is cool. I mean, not going to be selling trading cards in the store, so but it doesn't really matter. It's cool to get the mural out there. Got Hasbulla and Khabib. Like Khabib, in my eyes, is like GOAT or one of the GOATs of the UFC. Most people would say. Hasbulla is a bit of fun, but it seems like there's kind of a bit of demand and stuff for it. So he hasn't signed a card, hasn't even had a card before, so it'll be his true first rookie card. And I don't know if he will ever fight in the UFC. I don't know what happened with that, but man, people are just going bonkers over it. Like, you know, I've had more like people asking for details about Hasbulla than Khabib, and I was like, what is this? Like, I thought it was going to be the other way around. Like, I mean, these will be fairly priced. Like, I don't expect people to.
Are you gonna get Salt Bay next? Dom's favorite guy.
Oh yes,
Go
he's
do
a
a
great set. Wow.
cappuccino
Oh,
card.
please fly him out here, Tyson. Do you know who Salt Bay
Yeah,
is?
I know the guy.
Yes,
He's
get
in
him.
trouble with a bit lately, I think. Do you like him? Or you?
I love him. He's just the biggest lemon, but I love him. He's so funny. He's just a pisser.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go too far into that. I think Hasbulla is a bit of fun. Novelty.
Yes, I understand.
I don't want to go.
Yeah,
too
we're just
There's a
joking. We are
line.
joking.
Yeah,
we
there's
are
definitely
a
joking.
line.
So don't
There's a
think we're
line,
actually
and Salt Bay is
serious on
crossing that line into a territory of too many gimmicks.
But
so
moving out, going into combat sports there. I don't know whether that gives you an opportunity to potentially branch out into boxing. Here's a name I'll throw out there. George Kambosos Jr. Just won the world titles, 5 world titles. Massive down under. He's going to have his next fight here in Australia in front of 80,000 fans. He reckons. So there's a
fight
name
Devin
for
Haney as well. So apparently,
it's
going to be.
I mean, I got to understand more. I mean, I did Ali cards with tops, but I got to understand the boxing space more. I have no idea about boxers. I know Mike Tyson, like, just because, like, it's Mike Tyson. He's in movies and stuff. But honestly, you can name any boxer. I've never heard of him. Like, I'm not really into that space. But if there's demand for it, that's cool. And especially if they don't have cards, I don't even know if, like, who makes
Kambosos. I don't think Kambosos would have any cards. He's an Aussie.
Doesn't have
works out pretty good. Yeah.
A lot of people are saying Jake Paul and Logan Paul boxing cards, but
I did see that on your Discord. Jake Paul.
I get a lot of.
I'm not gonna lie. Look. I don't know if you'd lose some street cred going.
I think I would
doing some Jake Paul and Logan Paul, but I'll tell you what, you'd have no issue selling them out as their official rookie card, and you chuck an RC logo on there. I just think people would actually buy that ridiculously. I just, as much as people hate the Pauls, I just think they're
so smart.
They're so ingrained in people's brains, and that even though they annoy you that much, you just can't stop but see and notice what they do.
One thing I mean, I don't think they're as smart as you're probably giving them credit for. I think it's easy to be smart when you've got 20, 30 million. You've got a lot. Trust me, they have so basically their audience is the most easiest audience to mold. Like,
it's like a cult following. It's like a cult. Honestly, it's a cult.
So if you drop NFTs, everyone will buy them. If you
100%.
start buying Pokemon cards, everyone will buy them. If you start, whatever. If you start drinking, I saw him release an energy drink like this. Everyone's going to start buying it. It's very easy. You don't even have to be smart. Like, it's just you've got that audience. They're at the age where you just look up to someone and you just do anything. I remember when I was younger, like anything Kobe did, like I would buy. Like, I stopped buying Adidas stuff because Kobe went to Nike. Like, that doesn't mean Adidas is bad. I'm literally just like, this is my guy. I'm just doing whatever he does, So I guess that's, it'll be interesting to see how they'll get. I want to see what they'll be in 10 years' time when all their fans are 30 years old or, it can make decisions for themselves. But I don't know. We'll see. Like, obviously they're smart, but I think they're playing in on, how easy it is to mold their followers. But I don't know. I mean, their cards probably would do well, but like you mentioned, Source, I think the street cred a lot of people would just be like, nah. Like,
I would be genuinely disappointed if you picked the Paul brothers over Salt Bay first. Genuinely, if you're going to go down that path, it has to be Salt Bay. Then you do the Paul brothers.
Honestly, yeah, I like it. Like, I got a bit of backlash because, like, I picked Patty Mills over Ben Simmons. How's that looking? Like, I was getting heaps of backlash in the DMs, like, and a bit online on Twitter, like, because I said I've got Aussies, like, I got the Aussie go, like, I've got him, like, you know, for the upcoming Olympics, and I didn't go. I mean, I wouldn't go after Ben anyway because he's with Upper Deck, but like in my eyes, like it was even before the won the medal. Like he represents our country. He ended up being the flag bearer. He's now in the running for Australian of the Year. Like like I don't care if his points per game's less, rebounds per game's less, assists per game.
Well, you don't need to worry about that. It's all up. So he's dominating. Yeah. He's playing so well, and he does fly the flag really, really well as an Australian in an international competition, and he really is a true Australian. It's actually a no-brainer in that choice.
Yeah, and that's what I would say. Like, you know, I like to pick guys that I really like as well. Yeah. So it needs to make sense for me because also I'm pouring in a lot of, you know, investment and then also my time. So I wouldn't want to do someone that didn't work. Like there's been a few opportunities where like I could work with a big player, but I'm just not like a big fan of him or whatever, and it just didn't make sense. I'd rather go with another guy. So like that's why I was like all in on Giannis and Curry. I absolutely love him. Like I'm a Laker fan, but like, you know, I respect Giannis so much for staying in Milwaukee, winning it there. Like I love that whole thing where it's like you can win for a small market team. You didn't have to go join a super team. He had plenty of opportunities too. There was so many rumors of even going to Miami, you know, teaming up there and some other teams as well. So I love the fact that he stayed there and won. And then obviously Curry's Curry, like, you know, he's just a legend. Like, you know, he's changed the game, the way the game basketball was played, and you know, everyone doubted him when he started playing basketball. And yeah, he's just a dude that just has fun on the court. Like, you know, it's great to watch. So I like those guys. I definitely wouldn't want to work with someone like, although the NBA doesn't really have like arrogant guys or, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of like working with people I like.
Yeah, definitely. That's fair enough. It looks like it's going to be a great year for you for 2022, and hopefully, you know, you can tick off all your goals and get some of those bucket list guys or all women, guys or girls, ticked off as well, which would be pretty cool. Now let's brainstorm a bit here.
Okay.
We'll throw names. You can even collaborate with us. You like there could be a bucket list guy or girl that you really want to get. You may not have even had any discussion with them. All right. You don't at all. Zero discussion with them. It's not even on the cards. And you might be like, I really would love to get this person.
What about if it is on the cards? What do I say?
Oh, well, you know, they're not on the cards until they're on the cards. They're not on the cards. On this show, nothing's on the cards. All right. Yeah. We don't know if there's any contractual agreements. All right. So anyone that does listen to this, Tops, anyone, the athlete, if they do listen to it, listen. Tyson does not give us anything. It is so frustratingly fun to pick his brain and get nothing for it. So it's actually very fun. But the first one I actually want off the top. You mentioned this when you jumped on our podcast the very first time, and you mentioned Conor McGregor. I'm not sure if I missed anything. Did that ever eventuate? Did you make like a one-off card? Did
was
that
it
fall
NFT?
through?
Was it NFT?
Oh, was it NFT? Oh, it was the NFT. Yeah. Okay.
That hasn't dropped yet. I don't know. It was made in like April, so I don't know what's going on with that.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just I mean, that's the problem with these NFT projects. Like, they're just like, you know, the market changes and the platform changes and all this stuff. And like, you know, and I think that's, well, I mean, not speaking on behalf of Conor or the Conor project, but in my opinion, a lot of these projects where it's like, they seem like with the trading card thing, you just do the deal, it gets sold, everyone's happy, it's done. Yeah. But a lot of like NFT things is like, we want to make 3 million from this, like not me, but like, you know, or, you know, we want to make 4 million in sales. And if, you know, gas fees are high or the market's dipping, it's like, they would just go, nah, not interested. And it's like, man, why don't we just put out something? If you wanted 5 million and we make 2 million, well, I mean, and everyone's happy and it looks cool. Like who gives a shit? Like, you know, like, I don't know. I don't know how trading cards work in terms of the big guys, but like I don't think they just don't do a set because it's going to make 2 million instead of 5 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
correct.
I really
correct.
understand this NFT space where it's like so fixated on like results. It's like just put it out there and see what happens.
Exactly. That's fair enough.
But yeah,
Saucy, have you got any names you want to rattle off?
We've floated out a few last
NBA,
time.
like
I mean,
I'm gonna actually try and steer clear of basketball. That's what I'm gonna try and do. I'm gonna try and go to another sport, like because we know Tyson, he can get any basketball player he ever wants, so that's fine. We know he can do that. He's got the power now. He can just go talk to Steph and Giannis, and they'll go knock on the door and be like, "Hey, come on, man, Tyson needs you. Just sign the freaking card. Stop being a pain in the ass." So obviously we've mentioned Mbappe before to you. Who else we got there, Sauce? Zlatan. I'd love to see Zlatan collab.
I'd love to see Zlatan Ibrahimovic. That'd be a cool card.
Really
I think something in
not really.
Something in the soccer space. I think would be interesting. And there's a heap of names you could go there, and you could even, and if you really wanted to, you could do some cool stuff. Getting a link up with like a guy like Ronaldinho, and he's retired, so there's the IP on him would be pretty easy to get in terms of that sort of thing. So
it's funny. I'll say it now. I actually got a Twitter DM about Ronaldinho cards today. So,
Ronaldinho, even Ronaldo, as in like not Cristiano Ronaldo, as in like Ronaldo Nazario. Ronaldo Nazario is a good one.
Yeah,
Brazilian Ronaldo.
Some of these guys earn so much money though that like whatever you offer them may just seem it's not even worth their time. I don't know. That's how I felt like Curry. Like we break it down, he earns like I think $600,000 per game he plays. I think it is. I think. But that doesn't even include endorsements or anything. So it's like, even it's like, hey, it's going to take an hour to sign these cards. It's like, well, in an hour you can make $600,000 in a basketball game. It's kind of hard to, And I think some of these soccer guys that get paid in pounds, are obviously worth a lot more than the Aussie dollar. But I think it's an easy task, and you hope that they're just kind of. But then there's also other things you can put money into their charity. There's a bunch of other things that you can do to
100%
get the deal over the line. I mean, Mbappe would be cool, for sure. But I don't know. Like for me, it's like I honestly think that like if I could land a deal with like say a Ronaldo or or an Mbappe or something, I probably would bring in Tops on board just so then like it can be like officially licensed. Like we were saying, like Mbappe. Like if I was able to get his first card signed, then people would probably still be like, oh, but it's not, the club logo's not on there. But, if I brought Tops in, we could just put the club logo on and then that would be one way around it. But then, I don't know.
Be off its head.
Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, who knows? But
another one for you is like Valentino Rossi, potentially MotoGP, something a bit different. Obviously,
everyone keeps asking for Lewis Hamilton. That's just every.
On Lewis Hamilton, that lemon. Forget about that guy, man. Max Verstappen's world champion. That's all that matters. Don't worry about Lewis Hamilton.
What's the cheapest Lewis Hamilton auto you can get? Like, what's the cheapest? Like the.
Oh fuck!
Probably the base Tops chrome. I'll have a look at the price.
The variation in a PSA 10 goes for freaking how much, Sauce? The variation.
20,000, and that's
20 grand. That's his. That's just his refractor variation.
Or not signed?
No, it's a refractor. It's just his variation card goes for that in a PSA 10.
Wow.
Like his autos are very expensive, but that's a secondary market dictated thing. That's not a.
No.
You know what I mean? Like that's
you can sell it at that price. No way.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's Top sells the product for whatever it is. For Top's Chrome F1 box is what? About 2,100 Australian.
Wow.
Around about 2,200. Well, Top sold them for originally whatever it was, 400. It was 400 Australian or 600 Australian. It got up to, but then it just with the popularity of the sport got to 2,200 a box now. That's what it is. But it's dictated by the market. Obviously, Lewis Hamilton. All eyes were on him. He's the popular guy.
The price for 2022, you reckon it's just going to spike retail?
I reckon the prices won't be as high for the next release of the F1 cards, but what I do think is if there's a higher print run
Yeah.
with more products, I do think that Topps Chrome F1 from last year, or the 2021, so it's going to go through the roof. It's going to go even higher. I can see that box getting at 4K.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because when I spoke to Tops, we just started chatting about F1 and stuff. And they mentioned that like it's very difficult because they deal with F1s. They can only print X amount of cards. Like they can only print X amount of products. So like F1, what went into the agreement deal, not like being smart, I think, and knowing like, let's keep things rare. Let's keep things, just for I assume things will probably grow over time.
Yeah, they've got, I think, 2 extra products coming out for this year, which is pretty cool. But I just think it goes up in value because in F1s, it's not like any other sport, like basketball and football, and even AFL and stuff like that. The rookies are very fit, like small,
few and far between.
between. You don't get like a Zion, like a big,
correct. So that Topps Chrome F1 box, obviously you get first Lewis autos ever. I think the first Lewis autos and refractors. Same with Max Verstappen. But then you've got rookies of Lando Norris,
George Russell.
George Russell is in there as well as an RC. So like you got a pretty decent rookie class. Well, the next product, what are we going to get? They're officially going to say, oh, this is a Sonoda rookie card and this is a Mick Schumacher rookie card.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I think that it'll be cool because you can still get those autos and they'll be valuable to a sense. But that original box sealed, I actually can see it getting to 4K a box.
Oh, the original, last year.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what it's going to be worth in 50 years' time?
It could be even more, 100%, especially if Lando Norris is winning titles and George Russell. So, F1 space would be pretty cool as well. Have you looked into maybe tennis, Nick Kyrgios partnership there, or?
I don't know.
He would not align with your values.
I don't know. I don't want to crap on too many people, but
Have you thought about potentially even doing an AFL exclusive drop, potentially getting reaching out to a player like I don't know, someone that's a Gary Ablett Sr. or a Tony Lockett or a Wayne Carey, a legend of the game. I do know the problem here in Australia is that we are very much supportive of our team and might not be as receptive as like an NBA where we can love players on different teams, even that we follow a certain brand.
No, well, like I've currently got I'm going through like I think I'll end up getting like an exclusivity to team coach. I was on exclusivity with them. I think it was like 2 years or something. So I actually can't, even if I can't do it. Like,
okay,
I can't make AFL cards outside of team coach. I actually don't have interest anyway, like you mentioned.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I'm enjoying working with them. So I don't know. Like, I mean, the easy thing is it's so easy. It would be so easy to get done. Like, being in the same country.
100% it would.
Most, especially retired players, like they'd be just super easy to get, like sit down and sign. But I'm hoping like, that maybe my model of, say, for example, like, the Steph Curry card of him, breaking the record. It's like, well, it'd be cool to like have that method of that model and even work with team coach or something and go, hey, all right, well, Buddy's going to kick 1,000 goals coming up. As soon as that 1,000 goal goes through, let's drop a card of him sign 1,000 goals. It'd be a cool moment, I think.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Now that I've set up, probably Select will jump on it, but
Source would lose his marbles if that card was
I just think
I'm hoping the game's in Melbourne so I can go to the ground and run on the oval.
Yeah, just 50,000 people with masks on running around.
I reckon they'll beef up the security big time.
Yeah, who cares about that, mate? Everyone's running on. Security can get out.
Yeah, once like 10 people are on, they always just go, nah,
come on. Yeah, all the big fellas out there. Yeah, come on, mate. You can run on. So any last one source that you would love Tyson to collab with? Any that you would love Tyson?
Yeah, if you guys had to like pick one each, who would they be? Like if you had like, and obviously don't do like a LeBron or Jordan because that just
yeah,
yeah.
Yet.
As I said, I think I'd really like to. I'd like to see something in the soccer space. I think it'd be really cool. And I'm just going with guys that I think would have more. Probably a bit more achievable and to potentially get. I think that would be the older guys, and maybe potentially. As I said, you've got the Brazilian Ronaldo, the original Ronaldo, then Ronaldinho, I think is one. I'm just trying to think of notable players. You probably want to get midfielders and strikers. You probably don't want to go, putting defenders in there and
Tim
stuff.
Cahill.
I think he would be a ripper. Tim Cahill. I think
awesome.
there would be some people out there that would really love it.
Sam Kerr would be amazing. I'd buy that card. I'd definitely buy Sam Kerr.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of her. She's a gun. Me in the soccer space, if we're not looking at Aussies, all right, I'm very much all for the Ronaldos and for everyone. Yeah, Zlatan, as I said, Ibrahimovic before. The guy I would love, if you had to pick one guy and you could get it done as a legend, I'd love to see Zidane.
Okay.
That's me personally. I would love that.
Yeah.
Like, that would be my shit. I would love that.
Yep.
So...
Yeah.
Who's your bucket list? If you had to pick anyone, obviously you can't pick Jordan or LeBron. So,
I don't know. I still want to do like Kobe cards, but like obviously that's a bit touchy, like the whole subject and everything. But I've already had good conversations. I think they'll get done at some point.
You were a part of the NFT drop, weren't you, for the Kobe?
No, not really. I was planning on doing like an NFT level though. I just want to see how things. I never want to do something first. I like to see if it's out there, if it's getting good response. Yeah. It's like and I was like, yeah, cool, more than happy to. So I'll wait and see. I think it's still going through legal stuff at the moment in terms of like sign offs and everything. I could be wrong, but they're good guys. Like I've known the guy for like 20 years. So
awesome.
I'm more than happy to like do something after it drops and it goes well and everything and I can jump in. But I don't know, like, but based on that, like, for example, like even just that NFT, they've the NFT Kobe thing, I would be able to get the guy that is helping run that. I can get like the Lower Merion rights. So like it'd be cool to get like, we can get Lower Merion logo. We can get like, I think some timber from his last game to put in cards, that kind of stuff. I don't think we'll be able to get game worn jersey because I think that's hung up. But like the timber court that Kobe used to play in and a patch card could be cool. But I think at the moment, I don't really know for sure, but I think Panini still has exclusivity to Kobe. I have no idea when
they aren't creating any cards. I think there's a bit of an issue, to do with the whole situation. So they may have it, but they're actually not producing any of his cards, like not even a base card or anything. He's literally not on any cards. Now, I don't know whether that means that they're potentially, creating a new deal to then put him in some sets. I don't really know, but
I mean, if I was guessing, I was completely guessing, but like if you look at like Vanessa, she pulled out of the Nike deal. Like I think that they're pulling out of big companies and doing stuff themselves or whatever. And I don't know. I mean, it would be cool. Like I've definitely had discussions. Like I've had some of the parties say they're keen. Like I think I'll be able to get something done soon. We just have to make sure that his exclusivity isn't involved. Is still going on. But like I'm more than happy to reach out to Panini and ask. But like I think, I don't know. I really don't know. But I know Kobe's management. And I know people in Kobe's team. So I reckon I'm hoping in 2022 we'll be able to get some Kobe cards.
That'd be awesome.
And they'll be 100%. Like I won't make $1 off them. Every sale will go to charity. Back to his estate or charity, whatever they choose. So I will just that's the one thing I want. Outside of that, because I guess that's like it's not that'd be like a different one just because it is like a charity thing, and I mean it would be cool. It's definitely like what I'm going for. Like I feel like I probably would have stopped if I didn't have that kind of like pushing me to go like, oh, I'd love to do this one day. And like I'll say like I'm hoping like basically the grand plan would be like to go back to like a Giannis and Curry and some of the big guys like Tatum, and it's just like, well, get them to sign a card of like maybe like their last game with Kobe or something on it, like something cool like that, like a Curry and Kobe on a card with signed by Curry. Yeah, it's not signed by Kobe, but like maybe there's something meaningful there, and maybe it'd be cool to get a set of like all these higher profile NBA players with Kobe on the cards. And I don't know, we'll see. I'm constantly bouncing around ideas, and
That's awesome. Yeah,
we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. In terms of like my number one guy right now, I mean, whoever I say, everyone's just going to think I'm going for, which I guess I would be. But I'd love to get like I don't know, like Kevin Durant. I reckon would be sick.
that'd be sick.
Yeah, Kevin Durant would be cool. I don't have him, so
You can just ask Paddy.
I mean, I know. I could ask Paddy, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. KD would be cool, just because, like, I don't know. I would love to make fun of it. Like, I don't know if anyone saw and probably didn't get seen too much, but like, the CJ McCollum card, I made him do an inscription card of saying like, "I'm trying, Jennifer." Like, I love that kind of stuff, like bringing in something fresh, new, different to the hobby. I don't know if you remember that, but it was like a tweet that went viral. He just like,
I did say that.
Yeah. So he like some woman bashed the team or something. You never win playoff series, all that stuff. And he just like said, "I'm trying, Jennifer." And it was like a big thing. And I was like, man, maybe like, what about if there's like some cool KD cards where he's like inscribing things, like things he would tweet, like, "Shut your face," or like, just, I don't know,
just quotes from his burner account on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I honestly think that stuff would be cool. Like, because a company like Panini would never do like stuff like that.
Yeah, correct. That's exactly right.
Yeah. So I'm trying to do those things where it's like, yeah,
Kevin
it's a
Durant.
little bit like left field, but like it'd be cool. And I think long term, like maybe
It's out of the box. It's unique.
Out of the box, yeah. So I don't know. KD would be nice, but also I'm pretty sure he's the global ambassador for Panini. So I mean, I know he took that role when Kobe retired. So
And outside of basketball,
ooh,
is there anyone?
that's a good question. Geez, I don't know. I just kind of like to do something that people. I mean, I don't know. Like everyone keeps asking, like Lewis Hamilton, so like that would be cool. But I think like Source said, honestly, if I landed like someone like Mbappe and did his first auto, like I think that would be the thing that really like would elevate my name in the hobby and like kind of maybe grow awareness of what I'm doing. So I think that would be probably up there as the top one, Mbappe, just because he doesn't sign. And I think that story of like, how did this random guy from Adelaide, how did he get it done?
He's an even better one for you, right? Well, I'll leave you on this one. So you're going to aim for Mbappe. He's more than likely going to go to Madrid. All right. That's going to happen. Now, I've said a lot of shit on this podcast for about 6 to 8 months. And I said that Haaland was going to go to Madrid. I said Madrid are going to get both Mbappe and Haaland.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It more than likely looks like it's probably going to happen. In the likelihood that it does happen, would you, if you had the opportunity to get Mbappe, would you throw the kitchen sink at trying to get Mbappe and Haaland on the card together if they played on the same team? Because if you did that and you got them both to sign on a card, I'll tell you what, it's like, fuck. That's all I'm saying.
People will lose their marbles.
Do we reckon? They're the two highest selling guys in the soccer market.
It's probably costing me $1 million, though.
It's okay, man. You'll make 10 in return.
That'd be nice.
Poor guy. Yeah, he
I'm
said
just
this
saying.
previously. You know,
I'm
if
just
this
saying,
does
like-
come out of his own pocket, and it is an upfront deal, then he makes the money back when he sells the card.
Just
So,
an upfront deal, and they'll never sign the card.
oh,
Then
wow.
I'll be living in
There
the
has to be guarantee. Like, don't worry, there has to be. But I'm just saying. I think Mbappe is a good one to honestly to aspire for. Like, it really is. And definitely
think-
breaking through in that soccer market as
Yeah.
well, and having
So
that drop on your
yeah.
site.
I know it would be. I think it would be the one thing that does frighten me, and it all is financial because you risk
Yeah,
versus reward,
100%.
like is the fact that 90% of my sales are US and Australia, and soccer's pretty small in both. I would say. I mean, it might be growing, but
No,
you reckon I'm wrong?
not for those two. Not for those two.
Okay,
No.
okay.
But in all honesty, as you said it before, I think if you could actually get Tops to come on board with those, like I'm just going to say Mbappe, I would love to see both of them on the same team and you get that dual partnership with those two. But if you were able to get Tops on board and to hopefully lighten the financial sacrifice to get those guys, and you might not make one-offs. It might be limited still, but obviously under Tops, it would be unreal. You get creative control and design and stuff and all that.
Yeah.
And it's just Tops helps facilitate the product. But that would be just crazy.
Yeah. It's a tough one though, because like, what works in my favor is like, I guess when you approach these players, well, a lot of the top ones, like if I say, for example, tried to do Curry with Tops, it probably would have cost $5-6 times more because they see a big company. Like they understand, like, where it's like, oh, this is just like an artist, he's trying to do his thing, whatever. It's like, oh, cool. Yeah. It's still good money for them. But I think if you bring in someone like Tops, it probably that's Curry project balloons, the cost balloons out. I don't know if it's the same with soccer. I have no idea. I think that would be cool. The dual concept and everything. I don't know. I'm just super afraid. Like if I did land an Mbappe deal, I think I would end up doing like a pre-order thing because like imagine doing the deal and then like Panini or Tops dropping autos like in front of yours, and you're just thinking, oh god, like it's no. It'd still be good, but like it's no longer the first one ever.
There'd be stickers though, so if you get on card, you're already up.
It'll be stickers, mate. Come on, man. It's all sticker dumps these
so
days.
You're already winning. You're winning.
You're winning. Don't worry. It'd be sick.
Well, that's the one thing that pisses me off the most about just reading stuff online and Facebook groups and everything. Everyone's saying, oh, COVID's the reason why game worn jerseys. Oh, COVID's the reason with sticker autos. Hello, I live on the other side of the world. I can get game worn jerseys. I can get sticker autos.
Let's
I can
go.
and I've got no budget. I'm literally a family man. Like, come on.
Fuck.
Seriously. We're talking about $1 billion company that like can't even get on-card autos, and then they buy, they'll buy like a Tatum, whatever RPA will be a jersey that was like a player with number 88 because it's got more corners than the numbers. Like it's all bullshit. Like honestly,
thank you.
Like, honestly,
hallelujah.
No, but it is like
to all those D riders out there. I know this is turning into a massive rant, but to all those D riders out there making excuses for those companies and the QC issues and all this stuff. Oh, we can't get this player because of this, and we can't get that.
COVID's bullshit, man.
The guy from Adelaide is getting the Curry to sign on card, mate.
Dude, yeah, it's ridiculous. I had a deal with LaMelo, and we were saying like I had game worn jersey in my deal. It was easy. Like, he backed out of it because Panini, whatever, like it, offered more, or whatever. There was something with that. So, but like, I don't know if there's any game worn. Hey, did LaMelo Ball do any game worn jerseys?
I don't think anything's game worn anymore, unless it's a vet.
Nah, not even
nothing's game worn.
No, I don't
even play
in
worn.
Immaculate.
It's not even play worn. It's nothing.
It's not.
Now in Immaculate that just dropped the vets, like I'm talking legend vets.
Yeah,
like Chris Kaman. I've seen Chris Kaman patches, but they're but
the rookie stuff.
The rookie stuff, no, it's not.
It just says that this enclosed, is this enclosed
piece of material was from the NBA store
not assigned
in New York
to
City.
any from freaking Spotlight.
But I know it's ridiculous. Like even like I'm looking at Justin Fields. I don't know if there's any Like my Justin Fields isn't game worn, but it's literally the first Bears jersey he ever wore. Like it was literally the one. Like it was. I don't know if it was first or second or whatever, but like it was literally like he did a photo shoot. It's that new that it actually says like the jersey says it was last season's jersey. They actually custom made it for him. Because like they got to do like a bunch of like photos. So it's like a custom made like one. And I mean, that's kind of cool in my eyes that like it was a 2020 jersey, but it says Fields on it. It's everything. It's like, man, it was easy to do. Literally like you ask the player in the deal, hey, can I have a game worn jersey or player worn? Like I got game worn stuff from Devontae Smith. It's like you put it in, you get it. Like, and I'm over here, like, how hard is it not to have a representative at a game and you just meet up with them and you click the jersey after the game or whatever? I don't know. Like, I would love to see it. And it's like, for me, it's like I don't really collect too much stuff. I collect heaps of old stuff. I don't collect any current stuff. But it's like, for me, it's like Kobe. I mean, if there was a game worn patch, I'd be all over it. But if it was like, if Kobe was 8, but like he was, it was literally like an Andrew Bynum jerseys because there was like more corners on the number. Like I'd be like, I'd literally throw it in the bin. I wouldn't want it. Like an Andrew Bynum jersey from the NBA store. Like, I don't know. I mean,
true.
I don't want to go on like too much about this, like we mentioned, but like, man, like I think people deserve a little bit better. And I think now people are getting used to it. Like I'm seeing a lot of comments being like, oh yeah, but this set never has player worn or game worn. But why? Everything should.
But the money that we're paying for the value of a box these days is astronomical, and for the fact that there's no it actually means that there's no value to the card. That's the way I look at it. Just make it an auto. Don't put a patch in it.
Yeah.
Just make it an auto straight out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I agree. It should just.
But even then, it's stickered. Like the autos are stickered after. And it's like, what are you putting your money into? A sticker auto, a sticker patch auto, where the auto is a sticker and the patch is from literally just off a clothes hanger.
Yeah, I mean, I've even seen like on Twitter, like Brian, like the CEO from Leaf, he goes back and forth with people like who are complaining about stickers, and he's just saying it's impossible. Like you have to do stickers. Like it's impossible not to. And it's like, well, like I mean, I just disagree because I've never done a sticker. I've only done on cards. I would have done about 5,000 autographs now on card across all the athletes. And I'm one person. Imagine if I had 10 staff, I could have 10x that. Like I could have it because I don't have time to, hand do everything. And, it's just if I had more staff and more of a bigger operation, I would have got more players and I'd be able to do it. Like it's not hard. It can be done. I just think that the fact that people are okay with it and they're just like, oh no, like, oh yeah, well, it is what it is, COVID. Like, I'll take a sticker COVID. It's like, nah, like it's like you're saying, like the AFL stuff, like there's no stickers with that, is there? Like, I mean,
every card is on card.
The way it should be. The way it should be. So
we've had COVID here too. So
oh yeah. Yeah, but I mean they obviously care more about like, collectors because collectors have had these cards for whatever decades and they're always on card. Like I don't know when stickers got brought in. I don't know if you guys know. Was it like mid 2000s or whatever? But like,
it's a good question. I wouldn't be.
They've been around for a while, man. They've been around for a while. I'm looking at 2003 stuff. Chris Bosh autos, rookie autos that are stickers, and LeBron stuff that's stickers. So it's been around for I would say since early 2000s. Sticker autos. So it's not new. It's not new. It's just disappointing when you, as we said, like in the premium products that cost an arm and a leg to literally get a box. Like I understand on like chucking it in like a $50 blaster that you buy from Target, and it gives you something that when you're opening it, kids and stuff, it's good, man. Even me, I'm happy if I get a sticker auto of a good player, but. Like at the same time, when you're paying big money for Noir and Flawless and Immaculate and National Treasures, and then they put sticker autos on there, like that's just, in my opinion, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. To be honest.
Besides the point, mate. Let's just put it this way: if you don't want sticker autos, you can go to your website, Tyson. Where can we find you? If you don't want stickers, you want on card. Tell everyone where we can find you. And we'll wrap it up.
Yeah,
my man.
yeah. No, it was a great chat. Yeah, best find me on well, Instagram, probably pretty active there. It's just at Tyson Beck. Website is shop.tysonbeck.com. And yeah, I try to drop something once a month. So if you check in probably once a month, there'll be an athlete there, and hopefully it's someone of your liking. And
It's all on card.
It's all on card. Hopefully some more patch stuff coming. That isn't randomly bought from a fan shop. So
I love it. Well, thank you honestly, thank you so much. You've topped off what has been a very fun series for Sauce and I to do. Obviously 7 great people within Australia that we've been able to interview, and being able to get you on again and being so accessible to us, showing support to us as well. We're really appreciative of that and your time as well. So thank you very much for jumping on.
Nah, thanks, boys. I enjoyed the chat. Thank you.
Definitely. Well,
Thanks,
on
mate.
behalf of myself, the great man Sauce, and Tyson Beck, keep living, loving, and breathing sport. It is double coverage, and peace.
Peace. Find all Tyson's details in the description, and make sure you hit that follow on socials. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports, double curve.